Alright, yo, what's the word, fam? We back with another video. We'll put a little explosion right there. But yeah, man, we just gonna get into. Well, first, with that last video is over, I'm gonna get into that EU trade. We end up winning that trade for about like $92. I'm gonna break that down, and then I kind of want to get into what trades I'm looking at now. Like, I'm also on the EU. I'm another EU trade, but I'm going to the downside, to the sell side now. So just gonna break that down, why I got into the trade, where we currently at, and how I'm feeling about it, just to give a little game or help somebody out. So let's lock in. All right, so let me get this chart set up just to kind of like take us back to what we was looking at in that last video a little bit. Alright, so we right here, and as we remember when we was coming down, we seen the low, high, higher, low, higher, high because it's higher than this, higher, high because it's higher than the previous high right here, and we looking like we gonna break through this zone, but we probably want to retest somewhere around in this area, so we're gonna go down. All right, and we got our demand level, or if I say supply. Got our demand level. Let me mark it up for you. And this is all my strategy. I just call this, I play it off of FVG. I play it off the fair value gap. You can call it supply and demand. You can call it ICT, ICC, smart money. There's many names for it, bro. But at the end of the day, there's my wrong. At the end of the day, it's all just market structure and price action. So if you really first let me say, there's no right way to coming into the markets and looking at it. It's so many different forms, so many different ways. Everybody trades on different time frames. Everybody looks at the market differently. So find what works for you, and hey, do your thing. Well, so okay. So I come into this. First, I want to actually find a trend. So when I look in the market, when I come into the market, my strategy works with the trend. I said, so my strategy, it's a trend trading strategy. The trend is your friend. So like I said, when we come from the downside, we see our low, high, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, because it's pretty than the last high. Higher low, because it's higher than this low, then we got to push in a breakout. But first, we want a trend. So we already see higher lows and higher highs get created. So we got our trend. We're going up. The next thing you want to see is a break of structure. That break of structure tell us, okay, we're going to the upside. So what do I mean by break of structure? This. Boom. Oh, let me watch this. Boom. Boom. This is our break of structure. This line right here, I'm making orange so you can see it. This is what we call a break of structure. Or you might see people put it like this. BLS. What that mean? Break of structure. It's not what we don't feel. Bro, what the heck? Alright, there we go. Alright, so we got our break of structure. So first we found our trend. We're going up. And we got our break of structure. Which way did the structure break? We broke to the upside. How do we know that? Because first, our zone is above price. What does that make that? It makes it a resistance. It was a ceiling that price couldn't get through before. but then it broke through and got to the other side. So we see it came once right here, came down, one, two, boom, then we broke through. Usually when we get a break of structure, that's why we have some break and retest traders. What does that mean? Once price breaks out, it's gonna have to retest back, and then that's your signal to get in. So, or they could be your supply and demand. Like I said, it's all the same. All right, we back. My bad. We had some problems going on with the sound. All right, so yeah, like I said, this line right here, this is our break of structure. So after a break of structure, you're usually gonna be looking for like a retest, a dip back into a zone that you want to see get filled. So that's your fair value gap, your imbalance, smart money. You know, like I said, the yeet to the yada, beat to the bottom to the pin to the yada. All right, so. And this is where I would really like to pro. So you got our fair value gap market right here. So this is what we got right here. And mind you, today is January 13th. I'm taking in sales right now. This is replay. I'm not one of the. I'm not one of those traders that like try to fake trades with you to actually you guys know more as winning. And also, I don't care to show my losses. The losses what got me to this point. So yeah, so this is a replay right now. Like I said, January 13th. This trade was taken on. I don't even know. Go watch the last video, cause yeah, I don't know. But yeah. So like I said, once you get your demand level engulfing, supply, whatever you want to call it, that's what we want to see prices come back to. So we find our demand level. Right, like I said, first we get our trend, find out who's going up. Then we find our break of structure. We see we got a break of structure. Boom, right here. And then within that break of structure, where is our like fair value gap? Where is the imbalance? Where's the spaces? When I say spaces, fair value gap, imbalance, anywhere that this candle didn't come and touch each other. So how you see how you got this candle right here, this candle right here, they kind of came and meet at that same line in the middle. That's what I mean by imbalance. So price usually and always will at least come back into this area at least once before it takes off again. You might get your once or your twice, but usually that's when you usually get that one, or you're gonna get them like those double bottom, double top type of moves. So yeah. One more time, my bad. So we find a trend, we're going up. Look for a break of structure. Once you got your break of structure, look for a fair value gap, look for imbalance, or look for your supply and demand zone. After that, be patient. And we usually know prices going up, coming back to that level. I'm not going to say you know, but you start getting signals and signs when you see price start getting choppy. And when I mean choppy, it's like price gets moving like this. Like it's just going one way, going back the other way, going one way, going back the other way. Kind of how this is. You see like it got choppy, made its move, came back into a zone, got to doing it all again, made its move. Price just repeats itself. So we're gonna play it and see how it played out. I mean, you know, like I said, we won, but we'll act like we don't know. Alright. Boom, play beautiful. Mind you, I take profit somewhere up here. I think it was like 1,800 or somewhere up here. But that don't matter. We're looking for the system and looking for the money. Well, we're looking to find the money, but the profit is the result of the system. So we're gonna look to make sure our system is playing already. Alright, so like I said, once you get that push out, that impulsive move, institutional candle, whatever you want to call it, you're gonna get a choppiness correction. So it goes like what is like ICC or how Abel taught it, impulsive move, choppiness correction, continuation. So it's like the ICC type of thing, or how people, it's all the same, and but So you got your push out, the choppiness, and usually you want to see that choppiness. You want to see like the smaller candles. You want to see price slow up. Like this probably took it made this push and go from December 3rd all the way to December 9th. So that's at least a week. So you also that's one thing I had to learn. Especially trading on larger time frames. When you're trading on a larger time frame, you're gonna have to get used to holding that trade maybe for a few days, maybe a week or so, just to get catch these moves like this. So, like I said, you see that choppiness correction, you see a lot of wicks, you see smaller candles, price going back and forth, but you almost make this flag pattern. I'm gonna take it back for y'all. It's usually be like what we call like a flag pattern, because you'll look at price like this. So you got our breaker structure. We're gonna use that one. Then you boom, boom, boom. That's what they usually used to call a flag pattern. Um, I don't know if I have this. I have this picture on my computer. Hold on, let me see if I can break. Look, we got you. I'm gonna have to edit all that out. Okay. So I'm about to speed it up and like cut some of that out. But this is like different forex chart patterns. Now, mind you, you can use these as like a system and a strategy, but understand the market makers, your hedge funds, your big corporations, all these people that's trading against you, they know these too. And most of the time, they use these patterns to set the traps. That's how they get you in the whole buy to sell to buy. And I can break that down to you using the pattern I just showed you. So remember this flag pattern. Let me show you what it looked like too on here. So we're looking at one of these bullish variants. When it says that, you're going to happen on a bullish trend. You got this right here. You got your 1, 2, 3, 4. Got your 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that usually is going to set the trap. Because most of the time, most people will buy off this level right here. Most people buy off this level right here. And this will be like your trap. This way it trap a lot of people. Just say this area. Everything right here in this fake zone is what they want most of us to play off of. So when all these orders fill up, especially inside this gap, because you got to remember this is on a replay. So when before price dipped in here, you got to think how many people have bought off this level right here. This one small level. How many people thought that was probably the retest that was gonna make this move? I'll touch the screen. That was gonna make this move right here off of this move right here. So how much money was left in this area? So you have to know they're going to come into this area just to get all the money. And they're going to set up this fake level and they're going to use this pattern. So you can think like, oh, we made the dip, we're going to push out just so they can come in, sweep, like take you out, like the liquidity grab. So it grabs all this extra money that's sitting below here and then it pushes up and goes your way. Have you ever been in a trade when it seemed like price coming directly to your stop loss, it took you out, and then it continued to go the right way, it continued to go the way you thought it was already going to go? That's usually what's happening. You got stopped out. They got you. They got you on the move. And that's perfectly fine because that happens to all of us. But to beat that, just make sure put your stop losses in the proper places, because if your stop loss is down here, all this extra noise won't matter. You feel me? So Um, yeah. So I hope I didn't get too far off course breaking that down. I know there's a little more complex, and I'll probably make more videos over it. But like I said, once you got a breaker structure, first you got your trend, you got your breaker structure. After your breaker structure, you want to find that imbalance, that fair value gap, or your supply and demand level. Once you find that, be patient. Let price do the choppiness, do the back and forth. Like I said, depending on your time frame, it depends on how many days you're gonna wait. So, let me clear some of this up. Continue to let this play out. And then we still get the other choppiness, like price is still gonna do its thing, choppiness. Eventually, boom, we get into our zone around the 1800. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna take a break just a little bit. You gonna catch trades like this when you wait. So trading on that daily, that 4 hour, you're gonna have to wait maybe them 3 days, maybe that week to see this type of trade play out. But once you see it so many times, once you see structure play out, once you see the move, the choppiness, and the next move, you're gonna start understanding it. Once you start seeing your zones, once you start like seeing the fake zones, once you start spotting the different patterns in the market that the market will make before it continues to keep on moving, once you start learning these, it makes your trading way easier. Because then once you see at the top of this market, you see how it came back and retested that same zone and then it pushed off. Like I said, trading is really that simple and really that easy. But it ain't too much for that. But no, yeah, the same way. And then all your time frames, like I said in the other video, all your time frames are gonna start lining up. You're gonna see all the moves. The EMA is gonna be moving with you. So yeah. So like I said, make sure you first hop on your chart and start on like your daily, your 4 hour, really your daily. Look for your trend. Once you find your trend, see if you got a breaking structure somewhere. In this case, the breaking structure, find your trend and find like your zones, like your support, your resistances. But then once you do that, get your breaking structure. Once you get your breaking structure, start looking for that supply and demand level. Once you find that, patience, wait for the choppiness, patience phase. Make sure you're back into your zone. Once it comes in there, make sure your stop loss is in the right places. And just be patient and let price play out and then go up to take profit. I mean, it sounds like very simple, and it is that very simple, but it does take time to master that skill. And it's more so just mastering your emotions, because you gotta wait. You gotta see price dip all the way in here and not hope it don't go past this level. But like I said, over time, once you see it, once you do it, it gets easy. To the point it just feels like, oh wow. But now let's get into our current trading. So let me turn this up. And you see how price always comes back to certain zones. So Like I currently said, I'm in the sell trade. Let me show y'all so y'all got no plan. Oh, well, that's why. Well, I'm currently in this sell trade. I got into it based off of structure over a higher time frame analysis because I seen price come up here. It hasn't been up in this area since around 2021. So that showed me that's a strong zone, strong place of structure. The last time we got up here, we rejected. Price got up to here and had this nice momentum. It was a lot of momentum. We broke structure coming from this side. Like I said, we look for those breaks of structures. We look for those zones. It's not really the best. You can't really count that one, but we do have like our supply and demand zones, like levels up here. This one right here, price broke into whatever case like this. Like you got this zone right here. I looked at. Once price got back in here, we pushed off. Like I said, yeah, go back like the same thing I just did the other way. So find our trend. So we see from a weekly, you can say like high, low, lower high. So we expect to have a lower low at least down here. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's 100% true going to happen. But from the looks of it, from how I'm traded, how I watch the markets, that may play out, and I'm willing to place a trade and take the risk on it. So yeah, so we'll break that down. Well, yeah, that's really all it is. Once you like I said, find your trend, then you find your breaking structure. Our breaking structure is in this move right here. You close below this zone. You got to retest. And then take on a 4 hour. Yeah, after we got that retest, we got this engulfing right here. This engulfing candle came back, retest back to the zone, pushed out. And now it may give us another retest, just like in that choppiness. But at this point, we just wait. You know, just waiting until price play out. And then you can, yeah. So, my bad if this video was a bit over the place. I know in that first trade, on the first side, I kind of broke down things pretty detailed. So I hope you caught it all. You know, I'm going to go through the recordings, chop it up, give it to you how I'm supposed to give it to you so everybody can get what they need. But, and then once this trade, either probably in the morning or the next day, I'll probably go over this trade, seeing where it's at. If we got to take profit within by the end of the week or whatever the case may be, to give y'all another video. But, yeah, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all been subscribing and liking. I appreciate y'all. Keep tuning in, stay locked in, keep your focus on God, keep Him first, and everything else will follow, man. So it's your boy, Keith Nut Keith, back with another video, back with some more game, back with the heat, and we out. Peace.